Hello Bakugan Brawlers and welcome to another Bakugan video. Today I'm going to be showcasing my new Bakugan gate cards in my collection. So what are special about these three gate cards? The special thing about them to me is that I've been trying to get my hands on these gate cards for a while right now, especially this Crushing Blow gate card. It was pretty hard for me to find it. However, the other two gate cards was available, but I just didn't have the right time to get them. So I'm really happy to finally get three of my dream gate cards, which are really good for battle, especially on how the way I brawl. And in this video, I will be going on each of these gate cards and show even a small battle scenario so you guys know how these gate cards come into effect. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. To start things off, all of these gate cards are from the first season of Bakugan Battle Brawlers, which I find pretty interesting as the first card set release are really powerful, and there are a lot of examples out there, especially with the ability cards such as Chaos 2, Pyrus, Ventus, which comes in the green and blue frames, and much more out there, which are really interesting to me. That just at the start of the series 2 Bakugan releases, when they started to remove the HSP from the game aspect, a lot of these cards are really broken and overpowered. Then from New Vestroia up until the middle of Mechtaniumsurge, everything was quite balanced. I mean, there were powerful cards like Great Mountain Breaker is something I just can name on the top of my mind. But during the end of Gen 1 for Bakugan, a lot of these Sega Toys Mechtaniumsurge cards were really powerful and also broken, and they are also pretty rare, such as Splash. I've talked about it in the past. Same with Blast Wave and Logistic Support from Hell. You can check them on my favorite ability cards video. I'll link them somewhere on the top right corner. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see the very early stages of the Gen 1 Bakugan cards are really powerful, and all the way in the end, some more powerful cards. The first gate card I've got is called Standoff. This is a very good Pyrus gate card. I've mentioned it in my best Bakugan gate card for each attribute. This is very good for Pyrus Brawlers. As you guys know, I am a Pyrus Brawler. I brawl with Pyrus Longfly. So this is a copper gate card, is from the very first set released during the series 2 Bakugan, as it does not have any letter on the card number over here. It's 20 out of 48. It gives 140 for Pyrus, 80 for Aquas and Chaos, with Chaos having the highlighted bonus. Then we have here 50 for Subterra, 60 for Darkest. The weakest is 20 for Ventus. The rule is pretty straightforward, as it says no ability cards may be played in this battle. Okay, for the standoff gate card is pretty straightforward, and especially if you're running a Pyrus Bakugan deck, this is very easy to follow. We are Pyrus Ragnoid and our opponent is Aquas Falconeer, and our Pyrus Ragnoid has 550 Gs while Falconeer has 450 Gs. The main thing is that you need to be Pyrus and your G power just needs to be higher than your opponent. Then it's a pretty straightforward win over here. Next up, we have a copper gate card called High Voltage. This is from the Series C, 23 out of 48C. This gate card is good, but the only downside is that you have to sacrifice on losing this gate card in order this effect to be really powerful. It gives very high bonus for all attribute, with Subterra being the highest, 300 Gs, Pyrus and Chaos being the second highest with 250, and Chaos also being the highlighted gate bonus, 200 for Aquas and Darkest, and the lowest is 150 for Ventus. It says if the winner of this battle wins by more than 100 G power, then the winner must put all of their ability cards into their use pile. So here is a reason why you would want to sacrifice your Bakugan in this gate card. in order to remove all of the ability cards in your enemy's unused pile. This is pretty similar to the Blast Wave ability, but I would consider the Blast Wave ability card more powerful, especially if you run a Sky Raider in your deck. And now onto the high voltage gate card. It's also pretty straightforward. We are running a Ventus Skyrus while our opponent has a Subterra Serpenoid. Ventus Skyrus has 320 Gs while Subterra Serpenoid has 330 Gs. Although the G power being pretty close to each other and you would want to sacrifice by more than 100 G, since the gate bonus is only 150 for Ventus and 300 for Subterra, this would make our opponent G power more than 100 G power gap between us. So if you would sacrifice on this gate card, you could easily remove all of your opponent ability card. Other than that, you could just run a very weak Bakugan on this gate card and sacrificing it in order to remove all of your opponent's ability. And now on to the final gate card. If you guys have seen my videos in the past, I've been talking about trying to find this gate card and get it. And I finally got my hands on this gate card. It's been really long time and it's a fan favorite for the Bakugan community out there. So this is a gold gate card, Crushing Blow, from the set D, 14 out of 48D. As I'm aware, this is the only gold gate card which allows you to win by a lowest G. It has a gate bonus of 50 for Pyrus, 120 for Aquas, 70 for Subterra, 80 for Chaos, 90 for Darkest, and 80 for Ventus with highlighted. And the rule is really amazing. It says if one Bakugan at this battle has a printed G power of 200 or more higher than the other Bakugan, no ability cards may be played. The Bakugan with the lowest G power wins. So if you know what Bakugan G power your enemy has, it's quite easy to set this up. But if you do not know what Bakugan G power your enemy has, either you could take a Bakugan that can change its G power, or you could take ability cards which you can force your enemy Bakugan to fight on, so you can get a little bit of a control in battle. And now on to Crushing Blow. Let's say we are Darkest Reaper with 270 Gs, while our opponent is Pyrus Dragonoid with 550 Gs. Since the rule of Crushing Blow says that one of these Bakugan have to have a printed G power of 200 or more higher, since our opponent is higher than us by 280 Gs, this gate card effect would start. So none of us could play ability cards, and even after adding the judge point, we would be way lower G than our opponent, giving us an easy win. Before the video ends, all of these cards over here have their own downsides when using them, where your opponent can have an advantage on these cards, especially with some of them being pretty obvious. The first one, like Standoff, if your opponent is using this card against you, you just need to have a pretty high G power Bakugan, and if you run with powerful support pieces, this could really help you in battle. But if you do not play with support pieces, this gate card can be pretty tricky. Then with high voltage, you could also have an advantage if you take battle gears or certain ability cards which could change your printed G power, or even swap the gate card with any in your used pile or unused pile. There are many examples out there. And also if you are running an ability card like Splash, this could completely reverse the role, as you could make your opponent win this gate card, as it says the lowest G power wins. So there are some ways to counter these type of gate cards. And with Crushing Blow, ability cards, as you guys know, cannot be played, but if you have certain battle gears that can switch this gate card, you could easily counter this gate card if your opponent used it against you. Alright guys, we've come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share for more awesome Bakugan content. See you in the next Bakugan video.